If you are looking for ways to save money on your upcoming wedding, then you are in the right place. Hey everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to my channel. And this video is part 2 on ways that you can save money on planning your wedding. Now, if you didn't see the first video where I talked about 4 ways on how you can save money, be sure to go back to that first video and check that out because this is part 2 and we are diving into some more topics. So an additional 4 topics we're going to talk about today. The first one is photography / videography. This one is a big expense when it comes to planning a wedding. Having a photographer at a wedding for me was something that was extremely important because I wanted to have photos, quality photos, where I didn't want to depend on Uncle so-and-so or Auntie so-and-so to take quality pictures. I wanted a professional there because I wanted someone who knew how to stage us, knew how to interact with people, have those people skills, wasn't afraid to like rally the group together to get people to be where they needed to be, and just being able to capture like a beautiful shot where the background is blurred and just little details that you just are not going to get from Auntie so-and-so or Uncle so-and-so unless Auntie and Uncle are like literally professional photographers. So when planning a wedding, I will say that even though you want to save money, you're trying to save money, which is why you're here and you click this video, identify the things that you want to splurge on. So photography for me was something that I wanted to splurge on just because it was so important to me that we have quality photos. So with that being said, how do you even save money on photography then if you're going to splurge on photography and hire a real professional like wedding photographer? Book the photographer for a shorter amount of time. This may not work for every photographer because some photographers have certain packages where you have to have them for at least 4 hours or 8 hours or whatever. But I would say call around, look at the photos and see which photographer pictures you like the best and find out if they can do some type of thing where you don't have to have them for the entire length of the day. Know exactly what you want photos of. For me, it was very important to get photos of like my bridesmaid like tying the back of the bow of my dress, or you know, pictures of like the decorations of our venue, and obviously pictures of like the ceremony and like first dance. Those things were important to me. And also like a send-off, like when we go away and like wave bye to everybody, I wanted to capture those moments. However, I was very strategic about how we got that. My husband had brought up a good point, like we don't really care about pictures of people eating food, so we don't really need pictures of the reception. And that wasn't something that was important to me. I don't want to see, you know, pictures of like family members eating and talking. Like that wasn't a big deal to me because I knew that we get those pictures anyway from candid photos from relatives of taking pictures of the reception. So what we did was we decided to do something called a staged send-off. And a staged send-off was immediately after the ceremony. When we say I do, you may kiss the bride, and we walk down the aisle and jam into the song. We have everybody line up outside of our venue, and we walked through what looked like, I don't know, like a soul train line. I don't know if there's like an official name for it, but it looked like a soul train line where we had relatives on this side, relatives on this side, and we walked down the middle. And the photographer was able to capture us, you know, waving to everybody and everybody waving and clapping for us. And this happened immediately after the ceremony. So it was a way to save time. We didn't want to have a send-off where we actually say bye to people and the photographer, you know, gets a picture of that, because that'd be later in the night, way after the reception, or not after the reception, but like near the end maybe of the reception. And we didn't want to hire a photographer for that many hours. So instead, as an alternative, we decided to do a staged send-off. So the ceremony lasted probably maybe 30 minutes, which is not a long time. And so within that same hour, the photographer was still there and we were able to do a stage send-off and he took pictures of us. And then in addition to that, I would say if you want to get a picture of the first dance, do the first dance like right away. As soon as you get to the reception, like Everybody is already there, sitting down, waiting for you guys. You make your grand entrance, maybe walk to the tables, have the MC or DJ, whoever, say a few things and, have like smooth transition so that you guys can transition from making your grand entrance to doing the first dance. And if you do a father-daughter dance and you want that to be captured as with photography as well, I would say do all of those special moments right at the beginning of the reception so that you can have the photographer there for maybe like 2 hours or less, just so that you get all the special moments right away and you don't have to wait until after people eat and then you do the first dance and you're just paying the photographer to be there to literally just take pictures of people eating. And if you want pictures of people eating, that's fine, but we didn't want it just because we didn't really care about it. And then also we didn't want to spend hours and hours and hours for photography, so we pushed all the special moments up to the front so that we can have him. I think we had the photographer for at most 3 hours. So we did the ceremony, which was about like 30 minutes, then we did the stage to send off, and then I think we spent like 45 minutes doing like photos with like just us after the ceremony, and then we also did photos with like our bridal party and our parents and things like that. Some people decide to do like a first look photo, so that's another way that you could probably save money, where you kind of get those personal by yourself photos first, and then after maybe get some photos with like friends and family. But it's doing like all those special moments right up front at the beginning and near the beginning part of the day or the beginning part of the ceremony and reception. That way, as the night comes to an end, you don't still have the photographer there taking pictures and trying to capture special moments at the end. So a way to save money is have those special moments first and have the photographer take them, so that way he can leave or she can leave, and then you can enjoy the night and don't have to worry about still paying the photographer for hours and hours of being there. The next tip, the second one that I'm going to talk about, is hair and makeup. Again, something that can be very expensive for a wedding. Not quite like the most expensive, but it's still a pretty big expense that you will be spending. I decided to do my own hair just because I'm used to doing my own hair anyway. I have naturally curly hair. It's straight right now, but it's like curled because, we in silk press season. If you know, you know. But I wanted to wear my natural like curly hair, and weirdly I didn't even really wear it. I was like put it in a bun and I had like one little curl here. But a lot of people aren't really that familiar with doing naturally curly hair, or could create the look that I wanted. And I didn't really want to do extensions in my hair. I could have, but my mind was also thinking about the next day we were going on our honeymoon, and I wanted my hair to be something that I could go swimming in and don't have to worry about it, and just so basically a wash and go. And so I did my own hair, which saved a lot of money. But when it came to the makeup, that was something that I decided to splurge on, like photography. So I hired a makeup artist, and she actually happens to work with the photographer. But I would say if you can do your own makeup, I highly recommend doing your own makeup. If you have friends who know how to do their makeup, or if you know someone who does makeup, I would say hire someone who maybe you know. However, I will say the reason why splurging with makeup for me was important is because, one, I have very little, really no experience with makeup at all. And then two, I wanted someone who was very professional. I wanted a makeup artist who would advocate for me and help me and be there for me and follow me around, because I just needed that. I didn't have any experience with makeup. So the makeup artist that I hired, she had like water for me if I got thirsty. She was checking on me, making sure that things were going smoothly. If like the dress was blowing in the wrong way and the photographer didn't catch it, she'd be there to like help fix it, touch up like lip gloss or like eyeshadow, things like that. And so a lot of times a person who's not a professional makeup artist won't necessarily think to know to do these things. If that's something that you want to splurge in, I would encourage you to do so, especially if you're saving a ton of money in other places. However, I highly recommend that you do your own makeup if you can, or if you have a relative who's really good at makeup and who also can be your advocate for you and really help you in those small little details and maybe have like water for you, definitely go that route. But doing your own hair and makeup, and then when it comes to your bridesmaids, you know, if they know how to do their makeup or if they know how to do other people's makeup, maybe helping to do your mom makeup or flower girls, you know, like little lip gloss, things like that. The third thing that I'm going to talk about is decor. Decor can be a very expensive thing when it comes to wedding planning. And one of the things that I did was get a lot of decor from Amazon. So my mother-in-law, she gave me an idea of like these little candles. She knew that I wanted battery operated candles because I sent her a picture of Pinterest on it. So that was something that I knew that I wanted to incorporate, and she ended up ordering some of those candles from Amazon, and so I ordered some as well. What's cool about it is that my husband and I still have these candles, and we use them like in our apartment. We have them for date night, or we use them for we have like a candlelight dinner or things like that, or just like a movie night or just like cozy night in. We still use these candles, and these candles are from our wedding, which is so romantic to me and so cool to be able to look and see like, hey, you know, these decorations are decorations from our wedding. So Amazon and Temu, and just a great way to save instead of going to like, initially I was thinking about going to places like Michael's, and in the other video I talk about flowers. So if you want to know more about flowers, go check out that other video. But going to Amazon and going to Temu, I was able to get the vines that have battery operated lights on them from Amazon, and I just laid those down the aisle so that when I walk down the aisle, we have like those pretty little vines that have like the battery operated lights and the battery operated candles. And the flower girl petals, I believe I got those from Temu. And the flower girl basket, we had one basket already from my sister-in-law, but we had two flower girls because I had my niece and then my husband's niece, who's now my niece. And we had we had one basket, but we needed one more basket, which I also ordered from Amazon. So I will say, when it comes to decorations, just check out Amazon or Temu. Walmart has some really good things too. I didn't get anything from Walmart, but I saw a lot of ideas and potential things that we could have used, but we ended up having, you know, things from Amazon. Also, you know, just using Pinterest and getting creative. I mentioned that in the other video as well, but just figuring out what your style is and how you can incorporate that and save money. Even if you go to places like Dollar Tree, you know, there's tons of ideas of ways you can save money and not have to spend a fortune. And I will say, doing your own decorations is a good way to save money, and it's also a way to use it more in the future. Because if you go to a place that has their own decorations or they provide you with the decorations, you don't get to keep those, and also those are way more expensive. But what's cool about getting to keep them is that, like I said before, you can have it up in your house or apartment or wherever you are and be able to look at the decorations and use them and know that these are the decor from our wedding. And I think that that's something that's like really special. The fourth thing and the last thing on ways that you can save money for your wedding is entertainment. Having a DJ, hiring a DJ can be quite expensive. So I would recommend having a playlist if you can. Now, I ended up hiring a DJ because my cousin DJs and his prices worked with our budget. And it worked out because it was just perfect, because I did want to have an MC, somebody who can, you know, kind of lead guests and have a microphone and things like that. But if you really have a tight budget and you can't even do that, I would recommend creating a playlist for YouTube. That's actually something that my husband and I did for our ceremony. I decided to go on YouTube, find some instrumental songs that I really liked that spoke to both of us, songs that meant something to both of us, and I you know, put it together in a playlist, and then I provided it to the person who would be over, you know, playing the music. So it didn't have to be anything live, no live entertainment or like a DJ for the ceremony, just a simple playlist from YouTube. Now, for the reception, we did have a DJ, but the reception is another place that you can have a playlist where you just maybe put someone in charge who knows technology or knows how to work the computer, and just make sure that each song, is playing at the time that it's supposed to. And then if you want to have someone MC, I think that having an outgoing family member or cousin or somebody, that's something where you can have them use their skills and do something like that for you to make sure that the guests know where they're supposed to be, etc. But it's just a great way to save money because DJs can be very, very expensive. Another form of entertainment, something to think about for your wedding, is yard games. So yard games are something that we talked about and we wanted to incorporate in our wedding, but we ended up didn't get a chance to do it. But during cocktail hour or mocktail hour, what we called it and what we did was we wanted to have games or different activities that guests could do while they wait for us as we take our photos. So having yard games, a lot of times, family or friends might have like yard games, or your local church might have yard games that you could borrow as a form of entertainment. Just a great way to save money. Or you might even have yard games of your own, or different type of games that people can play while they wait. And then you can still have like maybe a playlist in the background with music going, low music, as people mingle and talk, and just giving people options. Because one of the things that we experienced was sometimes when we would go to weddings, there'd be a moment where people are just sitting and kind of waiting around for the bride and groom to come back from taking pictures with nothing to do. And instead of having some type of fancy entertainment or something that you have to spend a lot of money on, you can have something like yard games. So that's all the tips that I have for today. Again, if you didn't see the other video, make sure to go check it out, and be sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel to get more tips or other things, life things that I'm going to share with you guys. And also, if you have questions about anything or want to know more about something that I talked about in the video, feel free to leave a comment below, and I will see if I can make a video about it and share more with you guys. So hope you enjoyed this video, and hope this helps you save money on your upcoming wedding, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!